in so just and faithful a manner to promote thy honor and glory, to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of this country, and of those whose interests thou hast committed to our charge.
Correction and approval of record of votes and proceedings of the National Assembly sitting of Thursday, 19 June 2025.
Honorable members, the record of votes and proceedings of the National Assembly sitting of Thursday, 19 June 2025 is before us for correction and approval. Can any honorable member please move that please move a motion for the correction and approval of the said record of votes and proceedings? Nyani? Nyani. Honorable member for Nyani.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I rise to move a motion for the record of votes and proceedings of the National Assembly sitting of Thursday, 19 June 2025 be corrected and approved.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member for Nyani. Honorable members, any seconder? Honorable Member for Kiang Central.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I rise to second the motion.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member for Kiang Central. It has been moved and seconded that the record of votes and proceedings of the National Assembly sitting of Thursday, 19th June 2025 be considered and approved. Honorable members, we all have copies of the said record of votes and proceedings, and as usual, we will look through it page by page, beginning with page 1, to be followed by your comments and observations. Thank you, honorable members. Can we move to page? Hey, sorry. Sorry, honorable members. My red copy does not have page 2. Honorable members, we now move to page 2. Honorable members, we move to page 3. Thank you very much. Honorable members, it has been moved and seconded that the record of votes and proceedings of the National Assembly sitting of Thursday, 19th June 2025 be approved without amendments. Those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it. Clerk, may we proceed?
Thank you. Correction and approval of record of votes and proceedings of the National Assembly sitting of Monday, 23rd June 2025.
Honorable members, the record of votes and proceedings of the National Assembly sitting of Monday, 23rd June 2025 is before us for correction and approval. Can any honorable member please move a motion for the correction and approval of the said record of votes and proceedings? Honorable member for Upper Fuladu.
Yes, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I rise to move a motion for the records of votes and proceedings of the National Assembly sitting of Monday, 23rd June.
Thank you, Honorable Member for Upper Fuladu. Honorable members, any seconder? Honorable Member for Fonyi Bondali.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I rise to second the motion.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member for Fonyi Bondali. It has been moved and seconded that the record of votes and proceedings of the National Assembly sitting of Monday, 23rd June 2025 be considered and approved. Honorable members, as usual, we all have copies of the said record of votes and proceedings, and we will look through it page by page to be followed by observations and comments, beginning with page 1. Honorable members, we can move to page 2. Honorable Member for Sami. Pardon? We are on page 2, Honorable Member for Woolly East. Oh, page 3. So no more on page 2. All right, honorable members, let's move to page 3, beginning with Shami.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Page 3, motion without notice. At the invitation of the Honorable Speaker, Honorable Ali S. Dabo, I think it should be Honorable Ali S. Dabo in between, member for Brikama North and a minority leader, move a motion. I think it should be in that.
Comments, honorable members? Comments? Yes, become a shout.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, my name is captured on those.
Honorable, just a minute. We are on this particular one. Yes. The honorable member for Shame made an observation. He needs your blessings to either agree to it or put it away. We agree that we amend it as he proposed. Okay? Table office? Okay. Thank you, Honorable Member for Shami. Honorable Member for Woolly East.
Yes, thank you. Just a little correction there. Third line in that same place, the third line, why it was said it was seconded by Honorable Amadou. So we say seconded. It was seconded.
Honorable members, you have seen it. On the same where we had the correction, the third line, and it was seconded. What we have is it was seconded by Honorable Amadou Kamara. It was seconded, ED. Thank you, Honorable Member for Woolly East. Honorable Member for Brikama South.
Honorable Speaker, my name is captured on those absent with permission. And indeed, I was present, but I was attending the FPAC and PEC meeting on petroleum inquiry at Committee Room 1.
Have you heard him? Yes, Honorable Lower Salum.
Honorable Speaker, very well. He was here at the committee room, but in the chamber, he was not here. Then when we are doing our registration, he was not here. Then he's absent in the chamber.
Honorable Member for Lower Salum. If I understand you, you're saying that he was not in here, in the chambers. If I remember well, I think we granted them permission after 1 o'clock. Was the honorable member here at that particular time before 1 o'clock?
Yes. Honorable Speaker,
Honorable Member for Brikama South, were you in the chambers in the morning before permission was granted to you people to go? Pardon? No, you were not here.
Yes, I was not here at that time.
Yeah, I'm sure that's why you were marked absent.
No, later I came and in fact I signed the register.
Yes.
Before going back.
Yes, I can. To the chambers.
The chambers already.
I can confirm that.
And I signed, then I went back to the committee meeting.
Honorable members, can we allow him talk so that we hear him? Yes, let's hear him.
Honorable Speaker, I came to the chambers and I sat for a while. Then I went back to attend what we were doing at the committee room one. But I was here, and that was the time I requested the register, and I already signed in before I go back to the committee.
Lower Salu.
Honorable Speaker, in fact, he confirmed that he was not here. No, your first question, he confirmed, and we are taking the proceedings of the floor of the House. And he confirmed he was not, I know he was here at the committee rooms, but in the plenary he was not here.
Yeah, honorable members, I was making some consultations. You know, I was trying to find out, because members come in at various times into the chamber, where they have a timeline where when you come after that time, they don't register you or they will not put you down. Or anytime a member comes to chambers, they record you. They said that's what they used to do, because anytime you come to the chamber, they allow you in and they register you. Now, I was saying that, yes, the person is in the chamber, however late, but we should also indicate that those present, those who came late, those absent with permission, and then those absent without permission. To match the records we have, that has not been going on. So what he told me they have been doing is, a member who comes to the chambers, even late, they record you as present. So in this circumstance, I think if he is recorded as present, it's the same as other members who were recorded present when they came in late. I don't know whether you're following me. So I think we have to follow the law. Now, when you come late, we have our own regulations. When you come late, a line will be drawn. Those who were here are the ones present. Those who came late, they were the ones who came late. Those who were absent with permission are the ones absent with permission. Those then followed by those who were absent without permission. I think we get it clear. So, honorable member for Brikama South, you said you were recorded on absent with permission. Am I right? Yeah, that is on number 53. So, honorable members, table office, you can correct that and move 53. Thank you very much, honorable member for Brikama South. Any more on page 3, honorable members? None. We now move to the last page, page 4. Sorry. Sorry, it's not the last one. The page 4 is not the last one. We move to page 4. Honorable members, we move to page 5. Honorable member for Jara Central.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. On page 5, if you look at the list of, after question put and accordingly agreed to, the Assembly agreed to sit beyond 6 o'clock to finish the debate. There is a list of people there. Number 18, Honorable Yaya Sanya. His constituency was not well captured. It should be Latrikunda Sabiji instead of Latrikunda Kunda. Latrikunda Kunda.
Thank you very much, Honorable. Correction noted. Any more on page 5? Is it page 5? No more on page 5. Okay, honorable members, we move to page 6. Honorable member for Woolly is.
Yes, thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, if you look at His Excellency, the Vice President, and mover, I don't think the Vice President is the mover. He's standing up for the mover, but he's not the mover. That's even by constitutional provision. He's standing for the President, who is the mover. So I think we need to capture it that way.
To read His Excellency the Vice President stepping in for the mover of the motion. Huh? Honorable, I want to know what your suggestion is. Yeah, I want you say it. I should not say it. You say it so that members know, and then we agree or disagree.
No, I'm saying the Vice President is standing up for the mover of the motion, who is the President. So we should capture it as that. Vice President standing for the mover of the motion, the President. Then it goes.
Members? Table office. You are fine. Okay. Okay. Any more on page? I think what the proposal to read is, at the invitation of the Honorable Speaker, His Excellency the Vice President, stepping in for the mover of the motion, the President, responded to issues raised under one of the debate. Honorable Member for Lower Salum.
Mr. Speaker, you can check on the order paper. Number 4, motion. Debate on the State of the Nation Address, SONA 2025 by His Excellency, the Vice President.
What is clear is the motion was moved by His Excellency the President. And the Vice President stepped in for His Excellency the President during the debate. Now, the other paper that the Honorable Member for Lower Salum is talking about the Vice President for the debate. But what is clear, whatever we put it, we know that the correct thing is the Vice President stood in for the President. Pardon? Can we hear you?
The order paper.
I mean the other paper. The other paper is not what we are dealing with. You cannot go to amend the other paper on Monday. Any more on page 6, honorable members? It has been moved and seconded that the record of votes and proceedings of the National Assembly sitting of Monday, 23rd June 2025 be approved with amendments. Those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it. Clerk, may we proceed?
Question for oral answers.
Honorable members, as per the order paper and order 41.1 of the standing orders, today is questions for oral answers. Furthermore, as a reminder, clause 43 of the standing orders limited supplementary questions to 7 in total. 2 for the honorable member asking the question and 5 among other members. Therefore, honorable members, we proceed with the honorable ministers scheduled today to give their oral answers. I thank you very much. Clerk, may we proceed?
Thank you. Questions for oral answers. The Honorable Minister for Youth and Sports.
Thank you, Honorable Minister for Youth and Sports. You may take the podium. Questions for which due notices were given to the Honorable Minister for Youth and Sports by honorable members for oral reply. Question number 181 of 2025 by the honorable member for Banjul South.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, thank you. Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister for Youth, Sports and Sports inform this August Assembly if there are any plans to upgrade the KG5 mini stadium in Banjul to ease the burden on the Independent Stadium? Thank you. I know it's been overtaken.
Good morning. Honorable Speaker, I want to start my response to the question by stating that in accordance with our governance system, the responsibility of constructing and maintaining mini stadiums and other recreational facilities at municipal, city, and regional level is that of area councils. The central government primary responsibility is the national stadium or national stadiums. However, due to the inability of the councils to carry out this function, central government intervenes to ensure young people have facility to do their sports. In the case of KG5 mini stadium, upon the request of the Banjul South Committee, Banjul Sports Committee and other leaders of Banjul, His Excellency President Barrow made a pledge during his Meet the People tour last December, stating that government will assist in fixing the football pitch and improve other areas of the mini stadium. Honorable Speaker, I am pleased to inform this August Assembly that funds have been secured and the KG5 mini stadium has been recently handed over to GumWorks for them to proceed with the commencement of work.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. And GumWorks have already called for the bidders, and the bidding will be opened on the 30th of June. So we thank the government for adhering to their promises to Banjul. But the mini stadium, Banjul is the capital. And the last time the turf was done was under the leadership of the Minister Balagay in 2008. And then it was replaced by the Gambia Football Federation. Honorable Minister, can the ministry ensure that this time, when the turf is made and the stadium rebuilt, it will be, because what I said, my question was to ease the Independent Stadium. Banjul is the capital.
Honorable, you have only 1 minute to ask a question, and please go to the question.
My question was whether the minister is ready to ease the burden on the Independent Stadium by making the Banjul Mini Stadium capable of playing not only league, but CAF league, so that it will ease the burden on the Independent Stadium. I appreciate the effort of the government, and we say thank you, but we're asking for the burden. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Hosting CAF matches in mini stadiums are a very difficult thing to say, because CAF have a lot of requirements that a stadium of KG5's nature would certainly, no matter how much you improve it, unless you demolish and reconstruct entirely, because especially now with all these CAF requirements, like we always say, even if you have $100 million, you will probably find it difficult to build a stadium that meets CAF standards. But let me just add that for the events and matches that used to happen at the stadium, quite a number of them will now be brought down to the regional level, because stadium usage will be limited mostly to very important national matches and all international matches. So KG5 Serekunda East, Serekunda West will be the subsidiary for GFF Marches now.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. Honorable Speaker, can the Minister tell us, because the bidding will be opened on the 30th of June, can they tell us the exact date that the stadium will be ready for usage? Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, it's now difficult to give timelines for works before the opening, because normally when the winner wins, the bidder wins the contract, that is when they will be expected to give us a timeline. And then once the timeline is available, we can make it available to you once we get it from the contractor who will eventually be doing the job.
Honorable Member for Latrikunda Sabeji.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the floor. Honorable Minister, I didn't get that point very well, where you said funds are secured. Can you tell us where do you secure this fund? Is it internationally funded, or you are funding it out of GLF?
No, we are not funding it from the GLF. I mean, the GLF does not really have funds for any infrastructure development. These are funding that government is generating through our fundraising within the government sector. And the President did task ourselves and the Minister of Finance to look inwards and look at areas where we can be able to get the funds. But also we have asked some of the SOEs, like ports, to also contribute towards it. So some of them have already started contributing, ports and I guess social security.
Honorable Member for Kiang West.
Honorable Minister, thank you so much for that update. Our experience with respect to some of the constructed mini stadiums was not really pleasant, as we can cite Kafuta and the ones that we have in Sierra. Hope this one is going to be awarded to a serious contractor where we will not get into contractual termination and re-awarding again. Thank you.
Honorable Speaker, yes, we have had bad experiences with some of the contractors in the past that led to termination and re-awarding of other contractors, causing delay. But these are not really something that anyone can guarantee that it wouldn't happen, because the intention at the time of awarding is not necessarily for a contractor to delay the work. It is for contractors to deliver on time. But these are our own Gambian contractors that have met the standards of registration. And when they compete, there is a criteria that is used for selection by the contract committee. And at the time of their selection, the contract committee is of the belief that they are the ones that meet the criteria based on the requirements. And so it will be difficult for anybody to decide. But one thing is different this time around. It is the GAMWorks that is managing it, not necessarily the ministry or anyone. It's based on the agreements, we're handing over to GAMWorks. GAMWorks have the capacity and the experience to manage public works, and that is why, wanting on-time delivery, it is given to GAMWorks to manage.
Honorable Member for Serekunda.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Could the Honorable Minister clarify? In your response, you said the management of mini stadiums in communities is solely the responsibility of councils. Is that a constitutional requirement, or is it a form of a best practice?
Honorable, that is the norm as per the Local Government Act. If you read the Local Government Act, it gives mandate to the councils to construct and manage municipal sporting and recreational facilities, not necessarily the ministry. Like I said, this is a practice that we do, understanding the situations of the council. That's why government go down to the local level. But municipal parks are everywhere around the world, constructed and managed by municipal or city councils.
Question number 182 of 2025 by the Honorable Member for Sabak Sanjal. I understand the Honorable Member for Sabak Sanjal is absent, but he has in fact, withdrawn the question. So, Honorable Member for Youth and Sports, Honorable Minister, thank you very much for responding to Honorable Member's questions. Clerk, may we proceed?
Thank you. Questions for oral answers. The Honorable Minister for Environment, Climate Change and Natural Resources.
Thank you. Honorable Minister for Environment, Climate Change and Natural Resources, you may take the podium. Questions for which due notices were given to the Honorable Minister for Environment, Climate Change and Natural Resources by honorable members for oral reply. Question number 135 of 2025 by the Honorable Member for Upper Salu. I understand the Honorable Member for Upper Salum has authorized the Honorable Member for Nyani to read the question on his behalf.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, sand mining in the coastal areas and other parts of the Gambia have negative effect on the environment in various forms. Could the Honorable Minister for Environment, Climate Change and Natural Resources give this August Assembly a comprehensive update on the restorative measures the Ministry is taking to reduce the negative impact on the environment, and what are the long-term solutions to negate any environmental issues?
Thank you. Assalamu alaikum. Good morning, Honorable Speaker. Good morning, members. The National Environment Agency oversees environmental impact assessment issues, including restorations, and is the official regulator responsible for ensuring degraded sites from sand mining are rehabilitated. On the other hand, the Jewelry Department under the Ministry of Petroleum, Energy and Mines oversees the issuance of mining license and operations. Under the Mining and Quarry Act 2005, the department shall ensure that mines are backfilled and rehabilitated post-extractions. Notwithstanding, as the regulatory body, we have a role to play. The NEA agency, the National Environment Agency, currently restorative efforts include to support mitigations along the broad mining sites, and we have the immediate actions that have been taken and long-term solutions aimed at ensuring environmental resilience, which includes sand mine restoration plans. NEA mandates a systematic step-by-step protocol across mining sites, backfilling pits with native materials, contouring to blend with surrounding zones, replanting native vegetations, and monitoring for vegetable cover, drainage, and erosion control. Two, we also looked at the EIA enforcement. Under the NEMA 1997, the Environmental Impact Assessment Regulation 2014, NEA requires EIA for all sand mining activities. These assessments include managing plans to mitigate soil degradation, erosion, and hydrological disruptions. Also, we do monitoring and adaptive management. NEA oversees rehabilitation efforts through routine field inspections, and adaptive adjustments such as introducing erosion control measures or reinforcing drainage to allow with ecological benchmarks. On the long-term solution and frameworks, strengthening governance and enforcement is very key. NEA operates as the lead environmental regulator under the NEMA 1997, empowered to set environmental quality standards and address non-compliance with duties like audits and sanctions. Capacity building and GIS integration is also another important effort. NEA is enhancing its GIS capacity and capability and training technical personnel, improving its ability to map and monitor sensitive extraction sites and monitor restoration programs effectively. Public sensitization, which is also very important. Attitude can only be changed if people are aware and know the impacts. NEA facilitates environmental working groups and drives community awareness campaigns. It promotes stakeholders' participation in EIAs and restoration oversight to ensure accountability and transparency. NEA's current technical restoration efforts, restorations and EIA's field monitors are solid. However, real progress will depend on long-term systematic change, reinforcement of the legal enforcement, advancing technical capacity, securing independent oversights, and shifting towards sustainable sources and nature-based solutions, which is a holistic approach which collectively we are working on. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. As cited the 2005 Act, that is NDA in the preparing and backfilling some of those eroded places. The question is, how far have they gone in the backfilling some of those eroded places?
Restoration efforts are very expensive. Usually what happens is that if you are given, one is given license and the EIA, there are regulations for you to make sure that you restore, at least to mitigate the impact on the environment. But additionally, as government, we cannot sit and watch our environment being degraded. So if you have seen, NEA has started working in Banjul and also along the Kairaba, the beach. But also we've worked with the Katong community, Gunjur. Katong, we even went further to engage even the our neighbors in the other countries. That's the Senegal, the Casamance region, who are also stakeholders and also key players. So we are doing as much as we can within our capacity and financial muscles.
Thank you. There is no other question.
Honorable Member for Kiang West.
Honorable Speaker, thank you very much. Honorable Minister, can you inform this August Assembly on the most recent study, the time of the most recent study, to ascertain the negative impact of the extraction of sand in both Denton Bridge and Sanya as condition of environment changes time to time?
I will have to consult with the technicians on that because I'm not aware of the most recent, unless maybe if you have information on that.
Honorable Member for Janjanbureh.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, just to be specific, can you kindly update this House which specific community have your ministry intervened in terms of restoring sand mining areas? Thank you.
I did mention, I said Banjul and along the coastal area of Senegambia, Gunjur, and Katong, among others. But specifically, these are the ones that I have the names.
Honorable Member for Banjul South.
Thank you. Honorable Speaker, can the minister tell us, he's explained some actions that they've taken. Can he tell us one?
Your microphone.
Can she tell us one specific action of balancing the depositional and erosional forces? Because I think especially Banjul, I have seen the sand mining around Denton Bridge. What is being done to ensure that it does not eat up the space? I want you to give us one specific action that you are taking in balancing the action of depositional and erosional forces, especially in the Bond Road Denton Bridge area.
That one will require studies. But again, as I mentioned, when it comes to sand mining itself, the geology department is the one responsible. NEA only looks at the environment impact. So whenever there is a request for sand mining, even though when it comes to erosions and also the deposits, that is usually caused by the use of the sea, there should be a study that should be able to establish whether we are on the good course in terms of it affecting the environment. But again, I know when it comes to Banjul, the port is doing that regularly, and that's why you can see them time to time, they do their dredging to make sure that they minimize the deposits of the sand.
Honorable Member for Serekunda.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, how do long-term solutions like ecosystem restoration, camps, mangrove replanting, or alternative livelihoods, example, fish streams farming, fit into the ministry's strategy?
I am not sure whether you want to connect it to sand mining or it's another environment mitigation actions. Because when it's come to sand mining, I know what is more important is the planting of coconut trees to stop the erosion and also the embarking of the sea. But otherwise, when it's come to the other aspect of oyster collection and others and mangrove planting, it's more of another biodiversity interventions.
It's all about...
Honorable Member for Brikama South. Brikama South. Question number 136 of 2025 by the Honorable Member for Fonyi Bondali.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister for Environment, Climate Change and Natural Resources inform this August Assembly if there are any plan to substitute the burning of charcoal for more energy-friendly option in order to reduce the burden on our forest?
Thank you, Honorable Member. These are ongoing initiatives to replace charcoal with cleaner, forest-friendly alternatives aimed at reducing deforestation and improve household energy access, of course, also their health. Lucky the Minister of Finance is here. He's a very good champion of these initiatives and look forward to supporting us, but it requires technical preparedness. One, we have strategies, national planning backed by regional frameworks. National Clean Cooking Energy Action Plan 2014, developed in partnership with ECOWAS and ERIC under the West Africa Clean Cooking Alliance. This benchmark plan outlines key strategies, including improve the traditional charcoal value chain, introduce higher efficiency stoves and better clean technologies to reduce fuel use and control harvesting, scale production of sustainable biomass fuel, promote brigades, pellets from agricultural residues and wood waste alongside biogas, ethanol and LPG substitutes, strengthen policies and incentives, implement efficient standards, labeling awareness, programs, training, financing and coordinating bodies for clean cooking, community enterprise producing eco-brigades. This is a very important because we need to encourage partnership at all levels. We have the Green Up Gambia that produces produces high-performance biochar briquettes from coconut husk and agricultural residues, offering cleaner, smokeless, efficient fuel to households. This is not enough, but at least it adds some. The Green Waste Initiatives, a youth-led project converting charcoal husk and peanut shells into cooking briquettes, reduce forest pressure, and improving indoor air quality. Efficient cooking stoves and biogas pilot projects. Efficient cooking stoves, cook stoves deployed across communities like Katong, by the National Action Plan, significantly cut charcoal use, among others. These are just few. Renewable scaling for cooking. National Plan targets efficient charcoal production technologies and replacement of traditional fuel via renewable and clean cook stoves. Repopularization of the LPG gas usage. The main form of fuel used for cooking in the Gambia is firewood and charcoal, whose production and challenges have been highlighted above. There is an immediate need to increase the use of LPG in the Gambia at household level through the availability of access to affordable LPG. This will require significant investment to improve the supply chain for LPG, possibly through the provision of subsidies to make it affordable to the average Gambians. There will also need to be adequate sensitization. ECOWAS carried out a mission to the Gambia and in collaboration with the Minister of Petroleum to supply LPG gas to a certain number of households in parts of the country. The initiative is in the beginning stage and could be seen as an enabler activity towards the larger scale use of LPG. This is to tell you that the Minister of Petroleum is more responsible for providing or supporting means of fuel. We are an environment, we only look at the mitigation action in terms of environment degradations. But otherwise, when it's come to fuel, they are the ones responsible. But again, we are working hand in hand as a government apparatus. We humbly submit the request for your attention, and I think that's just the conclusions. Thank you.
Thank you.
Member for Control and Majority Leader.
Yes, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for giving floor. We've listened to the Honorable Minister. There is very positive intervention in terms of distributing stuff, and that the Honorable Minister deemed fit to really conduct a research survey to see the impacts of those interventions that led to reduction of dependence on charcoal. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Majority Leader. Because it's question and answer, we try to limit our answers at least to keep to time. But the Minister of Environment, also again through the Minister of Petroleum, is working and has implemented another very important smart way in terms of mitigating the use of charcoal with a project implementer called the Del Agua. They supplied about 100 efficient cook stoves that reduces the use of firewood to about 70%, which is a very good initiative. And not only are they doing that, they're also using that to also pay into the carbon trading, which we have received our first installment, even though very small, but we are using hand in hand to do that.
Honorable Member for Kiang West.
Honorable Minister, could you kindly inform this Assembly which of these interventions that you've mentioned were interventions of the government through your ministry, and how much funds have been spent in them? Because I've heard some of the youth-led organizations and environmental groups that you've talked about who had intervened. Which of these interventions that you've talked about across the country are government interventions, and how much money has been spent on it?
Honorable, how much money has been spent will be a substantial question. Honor.
So you can answer the first part. Which one of them is a government intervention, and where was it?
I did mention a government intervention, even if it is a private player or an NGO or a project, it's still government. They come through government. So it's not directly to take from the GLF and spend that you call government. Whatever comes through government is government.
Thank you very much. Honorable Minister for Environment, Climate Change and Natural Resources, for ably responding to questions posed by honorable members. Thank you with your technical backup. Clerk, may we proceed?
Thank you. Questions for oral answers. The Honorable Minister for Finance and Economic Affairs.
Thank you very much. May I now invite the Honorable Minister for Finance and Economic Affairs to take the podium. Questions for which due notices were given to the Honorable Minister for Finance and Economic Affairs by honorable members for oral reply. Question number 161 of 2025 by the honorable member for Upper Salu.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable, you are not Upper Salu.
No, he authorized me. I am the one who read the first question.
Yeah, but when the question is posed, either you claim you first tell us he has asked you, or the table office will let me know that somebody is stepping, he has authorized somebody to step in for him. So, yeah. Huh? Okay, I am just informed that the honorable member for Upper Salum has authorized the honorable member for Nyani to pose his question.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, Gambia government, being a member of the regional and continental bodies, may have shares in many international organizations. Could the Honorable Minister for Finance and Economic Affairs provide this August Assembly comprehensive detail of any shareholding the government of the Gambia has in these organizations and the payments made so far and any outstanding?
Honorable Speaker and honorable members of the National Assembly, the question raised by the honorable member for Upper Salum regarding the shareholding of the government of the Gambia in these international organizations and the payment made so far and any outstanding are as follows. Shareholding of the government of the Gambia in the World Bank Group, 777 shares. IMF shareholding, the details will be Central Bank. Islamic Development Bank, 2,867 shares. African Development Bank, 18,432 shares. ECOWAS Bank for Investment and Development, EBIT, 40 shares. BC Group, 30 shares. Payments so far in the World Bank Group, in US dollars, $270,000. In the national currency, dollar equivalent, 2,437,973, totaling 2,707,973. Islamic Development Bank, 3,140 Islamic dinar, which is equivalent to SDR. African Development Bank, unit of account, 6,823,000, which is equivalent to SDR. ECOWAS Bank for Investment and Development, 5,076,868 unit of account, which is the SDR. And for BC Group, euro 8,082,530. Payments outstanding for the World Bank, 91 million, but this includes the callable capital version. Islamic Development Bank, ID, that is unit of account, 4,330,000. African Development Bank, unit of account 177,520,000, EBIT $17,342,748, and BC Group 9,417,469. Thank you.
Thank you. No question.
No more supplementary? Question number 162 of 2025 by the Honorable Member for Serekunda West.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister for Finance and Economic Affairs inform this August Assembly how many ghost workers were discovered in the civil service by the civil service audit conducted in the past 8 years, effective from 2017 to 2025? How much has this cost the government of the Gambia, and has there been any arrest in that respect?
Honorable Speaker and Honorable Member for Serekunda West, I would advise the Honorable Member to refer this question to the Ministry of Public Service and Administrative Reform, which is the competent ministry for this matter.
Yeah.
Who? Yes, Honorable Member for Serekunda.
I quite agree with the Honorable Minister for the ghost workers. But the second part of the question, I think the Minister of Finance should be able to answer that.
Honorable Minister, the second part is an outcome of the first part. So if we don't have the first part, we cannot answer the second part. Thank you.
Can you use the microphone and raise your voice? Our distinct.
Sorry, I thought I was audible. I apologize. Okay. Honorable Speaker,
question.
Okay.
Yes, who is talking?
I thought you want me to repeat my response if you have not, if it was not audible.
Okay. I'm not asking. We are now moving to question number 163 of 2025 by the Honorable Member for Bakau.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the school improvement grant is paid to schools in piecemeal against the required recommendation procedures, and this rate has been stagnant since its inception in 2015, despite the ever-rising cost of educational materials and equipment. Could the Honorable Minister for Finance and Economic Affairs inform this August Assembly why this is the case?
Honorable Speaker and Honorable Member for Bakau, please be the approved amount and actual disbursement for the school improvement grants from 2020 to 2024 had not been stagnant. Rather, it has been moving from year to year, depending on the enrollment. The allocations have been increasing from 2020 to 2023 and only dropped slightly in 2024. Although disbursements have been cyclical over the years due to resource limitations and changing priorities as presented below, year 2020, approved amount 236 million, revised amount 229 million, actual disbursement 184. 2021, approved amount 291, revised amount 289, disbursed amount 289. 2022, 295 million, revised to 271, actual 171, 2023, 305 million.
Honorable Minister,
Yes,
you will have to read the whole thing.
the whole
You
numbers.
talk about
Okay.
2020, 236,842,000.
Okay, all
And
right.
then you continue.
In 2020, 236,842,000 approved. Revised amount, 229,841,941. Actual 184,364,97. 2021, 291,984,000. Actual revised estimate, 289,123,506. Actual 29,496, 38 butts. 2022, 295,881,000. 295,881,000. Revised 271,680,506. Actual 171,410. $882.47 butts. 2023, 305,785,000. Revised 210,318,640. Actual 210,318,640. 2024 to approved 255,859,000. Revised amount 369,879,935. Actual 365,179,217,217. 2025 year to date approved 288,490,140,000. Revised 288,490,140. Actual disbursed to date $148,277,579 butts. Honorable Speaker, despite the challenges in terms of the allocation of the limited resources, the SIG has always been a priority for the government, and the amount disbursed, as has been shown, has been increasing over the years from 184 million in 2020 to 365 in the year concluded 2024 million, and year to date so far 148 million. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, according to my research, payment of the said SIG is always delayed, which affects learning in some of the schools. As a ministry, what are you doing to make sure that payments are done in time?
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker and Honorable Member for Bakau. As we have repeatedly mentioned before this National Assembly, allocation to sectors are based on the cash collected. So if the cash collected are such that for those periods when SI due, the collection cannot accommodate, is normally postponed to subsequent quarters or subsequent period, and that's what explains the delay. But we always prioritize the SIG over time. And also, we have had a number of discussions with the sector ministries based on the audit reports concerning the SIG, which we are trying to implement. Because every SIG, a number of SIG schools do have audit reports, and some of those reports are pointing down to areas of improvement. We are working with the Ministry of Basic Education to improve on those areas. Thank you.
Thank you. No further question.
Honorable Member Fofoni Bintang.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, if I can understand the question that is asked by the member of Bakau. Looking at the SIG, initially, it has always been 100 per child in the school. Now, with the passage of time, every year that passes by, things are escalating and inflation also is taking place. Now, the question that he asks is, have you factored that in the per child, whether you can increase to 100 in the lower basic, for instance, whether you can increase to 200 or 300? And you went to tell us about the figures and how the figures have been increased. The figures have been increased specifically because of the number of children have been increased with the number of years. That is why the figure happened. But per child, also it have not been increased. Is there any plan for you to increase that?
Like Honorable Member for Bintang, like any costing, there is a base cost and there is scale of economics. In order to determine, it doesn't mean that if you have 100, then you have 50, you need twice of that 50. And the quantity that the SIG will require is a function of the sector, which is the Education Ministry. But we are aware, and it just doesn't mean that as the enrollment increases, the SIG the rate per student should follow accordingly. There are scale economies to be factored in.
Honorable nominated member Keba Lamfofana.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, in your response, you did indicate that the actual disbursements to the SIG grant from 2020 to 2024 is almost 1.3 billion. Can you inform this August Assembly whether at any point in time a performance audit was conducted to determine the efficiency and effectiveness of those resources being deployed? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable nominated member Keba Lamfofana. I think that is a very pertinent question, and that question formed the outcome of audits, and it is those audits that we as a ministry have been working with the Ministry for Basic and Secondary Education. We had several interactions from the previous minister to the current minister, and a number of audit observations are quite concerning. And just to quote some of, and I personally read all those audit reports to understand what's going on. Some of the findings are quite worrisome. In a number of them, sometimes they will say, with one transfer, the incoming master doesn't find the funds there. They will say disbursements have happened without following any procedure. So, but of course, those reports are now with the sector, and the current minister and the team are doing the needful to make improvements. Thank you.
Question number 164 of 2025 by the Honorable Member for Kiang West.
Honorable Speaker, thank you very much. Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister for Finance and Economic Affairs provide this August Assembly information on the number of travels government officials embarked on, stating the ministries and departments they represent from the 1st of January 2023 to the 31st of August 2024, that were either partially or fully sponsored by the government of the Gambia?
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Member for Kiang West, I would like to inform this August Assembly that the Ministry of Finance and Economic Affairs is not the sole responsible agency for coordination of travels of the government officials. And I would like the Honorable Member to refer the question to the relevant authorities. Thank you. Honorable Speaker, his concern.
Honorable Ministers, you were saying something? Yes. Yes, I am making some consultations. You know, the last question that was posed, this question is talking about travels and payments. You know, we're just making consultations, but which we cannot make determination now, but we will have to make a determination on it. And if we find out that is the Honorable Minister for Finance, then he has to come back, prepare the records, and answer the question. Otherwise, if we know if it falls under the purview of another ministry, we would request that the question be directed to that ministry. Question number 165 of 2025 by the Honorable Member for Kiang West.
Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister for Finance and Economic Affairs provide this August Assembly with the financial data, the amount of money spent on both air tickets and per diems on each of these travels from the 1st of January 2023 to 31st of August 2024?
Honorable Speaker and Honorable Member for Kiang West, as in response to question 164, the Ministry of Finance is not the coordinating ministry for government travels, and we refer the matter to the relevant authorities.
Honorable members, as I said to the earlier answer given, the office of the clerk and the authority will look deep into this. We will do the necessary consultations with the relevant ministries from those giving approvals, because the question will have to fall under one ministry. Which ministry is what we will have to determine, and if we make that determination, then that relevant ministry will be asked to come and answer these questions.
Kia West, yeah.
About?
Please.
Are you going to talk about this issue, Honorable Member for Kiang West?
Perfect.
Huh?
Yes, exactly.
So it's not for debate.
No, I'm not debating.
It's not, debate means comments on it.
No, clarification instead of debate. I'm seeking
not clarification. We will get the necessary clarifications.
Right.
Question number 166 of 2025 by the Honorable Member for Woolly East.
Yes, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister for Finance and Economic Affairs tell this August House whether his ministry is thinking of having credit rating for the Gambia? If there is none, if yes, what is the result of the exercise? If no, would this ministry endeavor to have a rating for for the Gambia. Thank you.
Honorable Speaker and Honorable Member for Woolly East, I would like to inform that there is no credit rating for the Gambia at this time. And we do intend to definitely secure a rating for the Gambia in due course. As you know, already on our IMF program, we are only able to borrow concessionally. The entire purpose of a rating is to be able to access the market. So you only go into a rating exercise when you want to go and tap the resources from the market. That can only happen in due course when our debt level goes down and we come out of the concessional borrowing mandate. The first phase of that is you engage a rating agency for a shadow rating. And only when you are convinced with a shadow rating can you fully engage for a rating that will be published. This is very important. So that's the response. Thank you.
Okay, Honorable Minister, I was thinking that you have, if you want to really get the necessary funding, because no matter what program you have, whatever agenda you have, you must fund the agenda fully. And since we do not have funding for all the operations that we want to do satisfactorily, we would need to have a rating to ensure that we will be able to, access reasonable loans from the right courses. So I was thinking the rating would be very useful for us. So,
point of order.
So,
point of order. Yes, honorable member for supplementary question might be asked to elucidate on a primary question. What this man is asking is just trying to give a preamble or go into explanation. Let him ask a direct question rather than thinking about, I think my opinion. So it's out of order. And the question is fully answered. Standing order 38 also, a question fully answered shall not be asked again during the same session.
Yes, honorable member. I know one thing. You have only a minute to ask questions and it should be direct. But for the question to be fully answered will be determined by the member who asked the question. For him to say, yes, he's satisfied with the answer or he comes about with supplementary questions on it. So, honorable member, what is your question?
Honorable Speaker, I did not even take 50 seconds. So, Honorable Minister, I'm also aware that Africa now has a rating agency. I'm not sure whether you are aware of that, but if you are aware, are you...
You use your microphone well, please.
I'm using the microphone. Is it
no,
not
sometimes it's people... I have comments.
It's not... No, it's the majority leader. He keeps on making noise. Would your ministry be willing to engage a local African agency if that is necessary? Because they appear to be cheaper.
Thank you, honorable member for Woolly East. Yes, there are a number of rating agencies pouring around in Africa, but rating is all about credibility and the market interpretation of the rating. These are very nascent, and these are a reaction to African countries deeming that the established rating agencies don't understand African risk properly, and as such, it's only African rating agencies that can reflect African risk better. Unfortunately, the market perception has yet to peak there. And like I said, you are rated. Rating is a very expensive exercise you go through, and the only value you get from a rating exercise is to be able to tap the financial capital market and as such borrow at less, reflecting your rating. Given that we are not yet there to borrow at market rates, I think the prerequisite we should do now is to prepare ourselves so that by the time we are ready, we can be rated, which we are working on. And the primary requirements are your financial reporting, your governance, your institutions, and the political risks of the country. So we are aware of all of those factors, but this will come subsequently when we are there. Thank you.
Any more supplementary questions? None. Okay. Thank you very much, Honorable Member for Woolly East. Question number 167 of 2025 by the Honorable Member for Woolly East.
Yes, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, could the Minister for Finance and Economic Affairs tell this August Assembly when his ministry intends to come up with a fiscal responsibility bill that would help to guide the debt level of the country at all times? Thank you very much.
Honorable Speaker, the response to this question is that we would hereby inform the August Assembly that we have developed a draft revised public finance management bill that will take into account fiscal responsibility and accountability mechanisms for public entities and the government at large. As this bill is finalized and approved by Cabinet, it will be presented to the Assembly for adoption, for ratification, for approval. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. How soon do you want to do it? Want to do this in 2025? Is that your expectation?
The bill has had an initial go at Cabinet, and Cabinet comments are being incorporated, and the comments of also the partners are being incorporated. So we expect to go back to Cabinet. Shortly after that, we'll submit to the National Assembly.
Honorable Member for Kiang West.
Honorable Speaker, the substantive question asked about the possibilities of bringing in fiscal responsibility bill, and Minister's response was on the revise of the Public Finance Act. How does that accommodate the issue of fiscal responsibility as far as debt is concerned? That's what the substantive question is about.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Member for Kiang West, fiscal responsibility and debt are all part of public financial management. That's the overarching act. And this will be incorporated in that act. Thank you.
Yeah, Honorable Member for Kiang West, I think that was fully answered. The Honorable Member for Woolly East was trying to get that bill out to address this debt issue. The Honorable Minister said, yes, they are doing the public finance bill, and there it will be incorporated to address this issue. Any other person? Banjul, Honorable Member for Banjul South.
Thank you. I just want clarification from the minister. He said that fiscal responsibility and debt management, is that what he said, that they are not the same? I didn't hear him well. I just wanted to take note of that. Thank you.
Honorable Speaker and Honorable Member for Banjul South, my response was that fiscal responsibility and debt management are all subsets of public financial management. And once they are in the bill itself, that will take care of all. But
Honorable Deputy Member Keba Lamfufana.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and thank you, Honorable Minister. Honorable Minister, just for more clarity, you are right to say debt management and fiscal responsibility are related, and fiscal responsibility basically stands to use our money wisely. So while we are waiting for the new Public Finance Act, can you kindly tell this Assembly what fiscal responsibility measures are being really observed by the government to ensure that we stick to our budget and then we earn in a sustainable manner? Thank you.
Honorable Speaker and Honorable Nominated Member, that's a very good question. Even before the approval of the revised Public Finance Management Act, government has embarked on a number of fiscal responsibility measures, and you start with the top line, that's the revenue. As you can see, the fiscal responsibility is you grow the top line to be able to give you the resource base to support your expenditure and service your debt. Government has taken a very wide scope activities in terms of digitalizing revenue collection, innovative financing, as well as to ensure the expenditure calibration to match with your revenue base. On the revenue side, we are happy to report to this August Assembly of the output of those measures on the revenue side. One case in point is in 2022, total revenue collected was 11.6 billion. In 2024, it was 20.8 billion. And for the first 5 months of this year, we've collected 11.2 billion. So technically resulting that what we've collected for the whole year of 2022 is what we've collected in the first 5 months of 2025. So this is the results of government measures we are adopting. And we are also making sure that we only borrow at concessional rates, that our debt burden, that's why the debt to GDP is now tapering down to 71%. And another measure is afoot, which the GBOS is working on, is to recalibrate or rebase the GDP, which was once that exercise. The base year of the GDP is 2013, which is more than 12 years ago. Since that, the economy has grown. With a revised base year of the GDP, we expect that debt to GDP to plummet below the 70% mark. And these are the measures we're taking. On the expenditure front, that's why sectors are complaining. We are trying to be prudent and only spend what we have earned and not to borrow to spend. Thank you.
Question number Honorable Member for Kiang West.
Honorable Minister, withdrawn.
Question number 168 of 2025 by the Honorable Member for Woolly East.
Yes, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister for Finance and Economic Affairs inform this August Assembly whether his ministry has issued any sort of bonds to raise funds for the 100-kilometer road construction currently ongoing? If yes, what type of bonds and how much has been raised so far? Thank you.
Honorable Speaker, I would like to inform the honorable member that the ministry has not directly, on its own account, raised any bonds, but if additional information is required, the relevant ministry is Ministry of Works and Transport. The question can be directed to them.
Any supplementary, Honorable? Yes. You can request that you have not heard it. Let him repeat.
Yes, please. Can you repeat what it is?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much, honorable member and honorable member for Woolly East. My response is that the government has not raised any bonds directly. However, if additional details on whether resources have been raised, the relevant ministries, Ministry of Transport, can be asked. Yes.
Have you heard it now? Ah, okay.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Honorable Minister, are you aware as to whether any bonds have been raised through the central bank for road construction purposes?
Well, that's what he asked. He answered.
He said through his ministry. I'm saying through the central
bank. He said, in fact, this time, the second time that you heard, he said government. That's what he said, what I heard him say. The first one, he said his ministry. But the second one, the Honorable Minister said he's not aware. And then he made reference to works, which is also part of government. I don't understand. Anyway, pose your question, let him answer.
Any bonds have been raised through the central bank for the construction of roads for that purpose? That's my question.
Yes, honorable member and honorable member for Woolly East. You know, we have recently launched the capital market of the Gambia. Bonds can be floated there, and flotations there are, unless government have not floated any bonds in the capital market directly. So we don't know what issuances or bond issuances are there, but we do employ you to ask this relevant sector that have the sector focus, if they can answer whether they have issued any bond themselves. Thank you.
Any more, Honorable? Honorable member for Banjul South. Question number 169 of 2025 by the Honorable Member for Woolly East.
Yes, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, could the 2025 budget estimates allocated some funds to road construction for the year under Africa 50 agreement? How much has so far been disbursed and for which roads? Thank you.
Honorable Speaker and Honorable Member for Woolly East, yes, the 2025 budget do include a provision of $50 million as estimated inflow from Africa 50 proceeds. So far, no disbursement has happened yet on this. And once funds come, then that's when they will be deployed. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Honorable Minister, when do you actually expect Africa 50 to send in their payments?
Honorable Speaker, and we have already received an initial tranche of 15 million. That was the first tranche. The 50 million is the second tranche. We're expecting that towards the third quarter or fourth quarter because they have just assumed operations in April. That's when they took over the facilities at the bridge. Thank you.
Central Badibu, you are okay? Sorry. Wuli East, you are okay? Okay, Honorable Member for Central Badibu.
Honorable Minister, if there was any financial agreement between you and the Africa 50, can you make it available to us as far as these payments are concerned?
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker and Honorable Member for Badibu Central. The agreement of Africa 50 is fully uploaded on the website of the Ministry of Finance. Thank you. If you need it as an assembly, we'll be more than happy to provide a full agreement. Thank you.
Honorable Member for Latrikunda Sabiji.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, we gave the bridge to Africa Plus at a time that we can economically keep the bridge. Can you inform the National Assembly whether there is any other investment requirement to be conducted by Africa Plus, or they are only going to manage the bridge like that till the end of the period, or there is some investment requirement to improve the bridge?
Honorable Speaker, that's a very good question. This asset recycling is not just about 1M. Africa 50 has since started constructing the toll facilities. I'm sure people crossing that area will see. And they're going to build the way bridges. They will control the weight. And the initial studies done has indicated that the bridge was being overloaded. If intervention was not taken, the life of the bridge would be much lower. So far, the interventions they have done since taking over in April has given very good positive response. And we are pleased with what has started. But what we did engage Africa 50 at the recent board meeting was that this transaction had one major lapse, and that lapse was communication. And we asked them to do a communication plan where the entire citizenry will be informed and given the full planifaria of what this asset recycling is all about, the investment they are doing. For the information of the August Assembly, the bridge was not insured before. But as we speak under the asset recycling transaction, the bridge is now fully insured for the life of the asset recycling period. Thank you.
Honorable Member for Kiang West.
Honorable Minister, you've stated that 15 million has been paid by Africa 50. Could you kindly inform the August Assembly how much is due to be paid as per the agreement from the date of signing of the agreement to now?
Yes, the payment is according to the schedule in the financing agreement, in the concession agreement. They are on schedule.
Lord Speaker, that's not the question. Yes, I'm not asking the schedules for the payments. I said, he stated that 15 million is paid. I said, how much is due to be paid as from the date of signing agreement to date? Because 15 million is paid. Is that the exact one that's supposed to be paid as per the agreement as we are today?
Exactly, that's what I mean.
He asked. I answered. Any more supplement? Sorry, Serekunda, Honorable Member for Serekunda.
Yes, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Could the Honorable Minister tell this August Assembly what percentage of the 15 million that has already been disbursed will go to road construction?
Honorable Speaker, this is an asset recycling program, and we cannot distinguish which will go to roads, but we can assure you that everything will go to infrastructure. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister, Finance and Economic Affairs, for ably responding to questions posed by honorable members. We thank you very much with your technical background. And honorable members, I want to thank all of you, those who asked questions, and all other members. Honorable members, on that note, I now put the question. Be it resolved that this August Assembly do stand adjourned until Thursday, 26 June 2025 at 10 a.m. Those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it. This Assembly now stands adjourned until Thursday, 26 June 2025 at 10 a.m. prompt.